Xbox Store.
That's smart. Uh,
And now they got a handheld.
what is up? What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike. This is another Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Inc. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by my tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
There's too much shit going on this week. As in
Hmm?
video games getting a lot of announcements. We had like tons of wrestling, and I feel like we do not get a break from all these events because in a matter of 2 weeks we have another like three show weekend. So it's like I need some space, WWE. Can you space these a little bit further apart and not
True
just
that.
have them? Because I feel like I feel like every week for the past 2 weeks there's been a pay per view. And I feel like, and if it's not, if in the 2 weeks NXT has one or WWE has one, but I'm like,
Or Impact has one.
Impact has one. Impact has like their specials all the time, and then you have AEW have their pay per views, which are like 6 hours long. So it's like I need a break. But not for nothing, the shows were great. Everything was like Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. It was well worth the watch. Like I think they were both great shows. Um, if you not get to see Worlds Collide, it's on YouTube. It's free to watch, so everyone just jump on that and watch it because it gives them eyes on AAA, and it gives you like a new appreciation of another side of wrestling that you probably don't watch regularly.
That's true.
So, but yes, we have a lot of stuff. But first, we have our wrestling retrospect, and it was Damian Priest, aka Punishment Martinez.
Yes, sir. So I have mine, but I made sure to pick some very specific videos because I see he tag teamed with one of my favorite people.
Nice.
It is on the Ring of Honor YouTube channel, QT Marshall and Punisher Martinez versus Shaheem Ali and Leon Street, I think.
Okay.
Leon Saint. No, Leon Saint Giovanni. There you go. So let's see when it was. It says 9 years ago was when they put it up, March 25th, 2016.
That seems about right. That actually might be around that date.
Mm-hmm. Uh, it's not a really long match. It's a nice uh condensed tag match. The two guys, Shaheem and Leon's Giovanni, I'm not familiar with, but they actually surprised me the most in the match.
Yeah.
What I can say is, at this point, Punisher Martinez is Damian Priest. He's not much different besides presentation.
Yeah.
Like he had his moveset, he had pretty much how he carried himself. The real thing was to see QT Marshall pulling off like I don't like just athletic ass moves. Like he did like a tornado doing spins and backflips off the apron. I'm like, okay, who is this man? What happened to him? What did Cody say? He said, "Calm down, man. Calm down." So that was my 100% surprise of the match was QT just doing it up. Um, and I didn't know he was in ROH.
Yes, he was
Uh,
TV champ. I think
okay,
that's the furthest he got with title wise.
got you. They win the match, QT and Punisher, and he does hit the South of Heaven chokeslam on Leon Saint Giovanni.
Nice. My first match is someone that's in WWE now. Chris Sabin versus Punishment Martinez. This is for the ROH Television Championship. This was on Death by Dishonored. The date August no 9/28 2018. So yeah, your other one was like kind of in that time frame. This match was very. It reminded me of honestly like if you watched the Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest for the North American title. This is like this is like back to back very similar to that match because Chris Sabin wrestles a very similar style as Johnny Gargano. So if you watch that, you'll get this as well. They had a lot of hard hitting. Um, you could tell that he was like working his body, like working his weight down because he was a bit more like brolic in this one. And but they beat the living shit out of each other. I think Damian Priest works really good with smaller people too. Like he reminds me of Baron Corbin in ways, and how he takes moves and how he sells moves. Um, as a big man that didn't really get sold like a big man at times. So there you go. But his match was fantastic, and I definitely is a worth a watch. And yeah, that'd be my first match. Damian Priest, Martinez wins. He keeps the TV title.
Okay, the second one I have.
Same finisher too as the your other one.
Mhm.
There you
It is Drolix, Velvet Sky, and Bully Ray versus Ken Dixon, Kennedy Brink, and Punishment Martinez. Now, here's the thing that's even more interesting. Kennedy Brink is Ref Jess,
go. Okay.
and I did not know she was a wrestler. Um, so this is. It says it was. See, it was put on the MCW Pro Wrestling channel in 2020, but it says it was in 2016 at a show called Autumn Armageddon. So check that out on their channel. This is a six-person mixed tag match, and it is more for like personality and almost a comedy match because the girls have like some sort of beef, and it ends up with them with Velvet Sky tricking the other girl into dancing, which is actually pretty funny. Um, there's a point where because the guy on Bully's team is a black guy, he ends up doing the Devon spot, but they make this funny thing where Velvet is the one that gets the table. Well,
Yeah.
is gonna get the table because he pushes Devon put not Bully pushes. Let's see, I guess his name is Drolix, right? He's about to push Velvet Sky, but because when you do the get the tables, you push him on the chest.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to. He stops his hands because he doesn't want to touch her chest, and then he starts doing the Eddie Guerrero shimmy and laughing, and then Devon goes, "Wait, I keep confusing him."
Yeah.
Bully takes his finger. Bully shakes his finger. No, no, no. And then he does it to her, and then she goes and gets the ticket. So again, there's a lot of personality in this match, which is pretty good. Um, as for Priest last punishment, again, he's 2016. He's already got who he is. His gear is pretty much, except for the color scheme, like he's got the long pants with the two tone
Yeah.
here, but like this is indistinguishable from Damian Priest. So like, props to him for getting himself together for a good minute and having his, I don't want to say gimmick, but like having his stuff down and whatnot. And he's just fluid, and him and Bully have a big man battle because that was post Bully getting bigger for the, what was it, the Aces and Eights and stuff. So
Yeah.
he's already big. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And of course they Bully wins the match because they put the third man on the other team through the table.
Nice.
So that's it.
My next match is Punishment Martinez versus Jay White. This is also Death by Dishonor, Death Before Dishonor. This is 2017, so a year before the other match. This is no rules hardcore match because there's chairs, there's hacks, there's everything, and I saw, and he also does a really mean last ride to Jay White on a bunch of tables and stuff. Um, this match was pretty brutal actually, and they beat the living shit out of each other. There's a lot of crazy spots like that last ride on a bunch of tables. He brings some tacks. He does raises edge on the tacks. Jay White catches him with a flatliner on the tacks, but it ends with the big choke slam, the South whatever that move is called on the tax, and Martinez wins. And I felt bad because he went back down. He put all his hand on the damn tax, so he had a handful of tax. That sounds like it is painful. Very good
Nope.
match though.
And the last one I have, it is on the Wrestling Best channel on YouTube. This is from August 22nd, 2022. This is Edge versus Damian Priest.
Nice.
And this one, I forgot how heated the rivalry was, but also just this was the period, I believe, post Roman and post pandemic when things were starting to be really good story wise for a lot of people in WWE.
Yeah.
And they were selling out stuff, selling out arenas constantly. And like the crowd was on fire for this match. This was
Nice.
like a pay per view match on Raw. And I forgot this was the one where they were teasing the return of Beth Phoenix because she saves him at the end from not getting concerto because they did that in the middle of the match
Yeah.
and he got out of it. But they were gonna jump him. The Judgment Day came at the end. It was Finn and Rhea, and they were gonna jump him and beat him up. And she came with the chair for the save. Match itself, it was really good. Like I said, it was like a pay per view. Like this could have been on a PLE. So check this one out. Edge wins with the spear,
Nice.
but he gets saved by his wife from being jumped. So there you go.
My last one is some NXT love. This is Keith Lee versus Damian Priest for the NXT North American Championship. This was April 29th, 2020, so no crowd. Um, Priest was the champion? No, he wasn't the champion at this time. He lost the title. And I think Keith Lee was both champ at the time. This was his first defense. Um, yeah, Keith Lee, I actually missed that big boy. Between him and with Priest and then him with um Dijak, they both all had like incredible big man matches and really sold each other very extremely well. Keith Lee wins with a triple power bomb to make sure his ass stood down. But there was a lot of like shenanigans. I think Priest was working here at the time, so he was trying to use the referee to distract him. He was also trying to get the referee in the middle of him so he doesn't get hit, and then he'll take advantage and like poke him in the eye or kick him in the head and stuff like that. So a lot of good character work, but a really fun match and very athletic match. And Keith Lee wins. Triple power. So that is our wrestling retrospect. We'll have a new person at the end of the show. Uh, we have a lot of wrestling to cover. So first, we'll kick off with the weekend wrestling with Monday Night Raw. We did skip a week, so just bear with us, and we will just do this week because I completely forgot what happened last week. We had a kickoff with CM Punk and Sami Zayn interrupted, and they had some words with each other, and then Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman. They all pretty much interrupted the segment, and that they land up in a brawl, right? Or no? I don't remember.
Uh, as far as I remember, I thought there was some squabbling.
Yes. Okay. So. Then we go to our first match, which is the Money in the Bank qualifier. Stephanie Valquer versus Ivy Nile versus Liv Morgan. Very great match, and Stephanie Valquer wins.
Yes, I like the end where Liv hit the Oblivion and then Ivy tried to steal it, and the clip was like, "I do that."
Yeah.
She pulled her and she pulled her back out. I was like, That's pretty good."
Yeah. Um, Valkyrie gets the spot and the Money in the Bank. You got the World Raiders versus the Judgment Day. I thought this was a pretty solid match. Perez helps the Judgment Day actually get the victory.
She do. She helped distract Ivar.
And and Xavier Woods, he has abs, but he got no face.
Oh,
Xavier Woods said that. We had a promo with Becky Lynch going for Lyra Valkyrie. I think Lyra Valkyrie's promo was actually pretty solid too, and I actually like how personal it's been getting. And this match was actually a match I was actually looking forward to on the pay per view. So I thought they did a good job in building this match.
Yes, Lyra is very, very good on the microphone, and when, especially showing her emotions,
Yeah.
because Becky seems to have hit a nerve.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
We got a standoff with Stephanie Barker and Rhea Ripley in backstage. Then we go to our match of Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This match was very chaotic. Uso and Zayn win with the help of Punk. No, Bronson Reed actually entered. Like it was a DQ that how they won. My bad, I mixed that up. I did like the music, the how they mixed their music together. I thought that
I,
was cool.
I, I hate that.
Yeah.
They have enough money, just make a new song.
Yeah.
This group shit. I assume this group is gonna last more than a month, so they should just make them a song. That's it.
We have Liv Morgan express her distrust for Finn Balor. Also, the PS5 and the TV was stolen by the release Carlito. Um, Dominic also is trained playing. Oh, before we got into some text, context, if he's here, we want truth is because earlier last week, our truth Carlito, Valhalla, Sarah Logan, they all got released, and yes, so the transfer our truth, you hear them in the crowd, and then also you have Carlito stealing the
So
PS5.
again, here's the thing. Truth messed up even in his release thing because when they explain it to you, they say it's the couldn't reach an agreement on the contract on the
Yeah,
show. So it's not he got released, but Truth said that.
yeah,
Oh, so that's kind of what you think about it. Is like he messed up his own thing
yeah,
and gave people the wrong impression.
yeah,
So I mean, good to know they reached a deal. He came back. So,
yeah,
but that's a spoiler for later. So.
yeah. But that's some context. But yes, his contract was not being renewed, and that's pretty much what it was. It wasn't that he was released. He said he was released, but he was wrong with the information. Um, but we'll see. Going in, Kari Sane versus Raquel Rodriguez. I thought that match was solid. Shane Sane wins.
Yeah, I think it was again. I always look at Raquel's matches to see how she does with smaller girls, and this one made more sense.
Yeah,
I think Kyrie actually wore her down
yeah,
and like had to actually fight her, and it was her against two people.
yes,
Also, I think even the crowd knew that she needed EO, so
yeah,
they were chanting for EO, and EO showed up.
yep,
Shout outs to Raquel's dog. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if she noticed that.
um, Money in the Bank qualifier: CM Punk, AJ Styles, and El Grande Americano. Match was really fun to watch, but you know the shenanigans was gonna happen, which cost Styles and Punk the match, and our Grande Americano is the winner, and he got the last spot in the Money in the Bank. We also have like backstage stuff with Karrion Cross and Sami Zayn. Very interested to see where that goes, and they're actually gonna use Karrion Cross because I want to see him actually do something.
And I think that was a good misdirection
Yeah.
because Punk gave that very passionate promo. Was it last week or was it earlier? It was last week, right?
No, that in the beginning.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they had Sammy come out and all that, and it made you think, you know, it's do or die. And because he stuck his nose in somebody else's business earlier, guess what? He had to die. So
Yep. Yep.
no money in the bank for Punk.
Yep. Yep. So, Monday Night Raw, what do you give it?
I gave it a B plus. I thought it was a solid show. I think the matches were actually pretty good though. That I'll give credit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go B. I
It's just
think
a story. Some things didn't hit. I'll
Yeah,
just leave
yeah,
it at that.
yeah. I'll keep it like that. I'll keep it a B. We got NXT. I think say this early. This was a S tier show. Like, I think they did everything that needed to be. Even the matches was not interested in, I actually enjoyed. So, we kick off with Dark State versus Chase U. Thought that was
Yes,
pretty solid.
but again, it had a reason to be. It wasn't random.
Yeah,
So again, that kind of goes into what they do well. Is everything has a purpose.
yeah.
So it was a solid match.
We have Miles Bourne versus Charlie Dempsey. This was in a rounds match as a like for the cup. So very good match.
Yeah, personally, for me, this is one of the best matches on the show. Like I didn't expect it to be so good, but you can see that Miles Bourne got really good being in the NQCC.
Yeah.
Sad that he's not in it anymore because he won.
Tyra May disrespected Ariana Grace. I didn't like that.
Well,
The disrespect.
backstage, no, backstage he was talking mad trash.
Yes, she did.
You don't just walk up to an Olympian and talk about, I heard they're not real gold. Don't say that.
Yeah,
Don't say
and
that.
she showed. So she got her butt kicked. You got JC Jane, NXT Women's title. She started speaking, and then everyone just started interrupting, and then we got a glimpse of the full roster of women that they have there, and then a new one, and Mariah May.
That shocked the hell out of me.
I
Good to see
enjoyed
it.
it. I like how they did it. I don't know who was the
This is
first
true.
girl.
She's an evolved girl,
Okay, I had no clue who she was. So she's
which
like, "Hey," and I'm like,
which
"Who are you?"
it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense because they're really pushing the evolved stars and stuff. Like if we
Yeah,
see Opa's got a match with one of the people from the LFG,
yeah. No, I
like
understand. I
all their
just
new
haven't
stuff
been
they're
watching.
pushing.
I just haven't
Mhm.
like again we've been like oversaturated wrestling. I
Too
like
much.
Evolve was something I have not been watching. So when I saw her, I was like, "Who that?" But
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about because we missed a week that JC won the championship.
yes, she is the new NXT champion.
Shout outs to JC Jane.
I mean, it's good for her. It's,
It's your time.
yes. But yeah, disrespect because all the people like just overlooking her and her champion, her being champion. She gonna surprise you.
Hmm.
But Mariah May, coming in, that was actually pretty cool. We got Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Laredo Kid, and Sean Legacy. They defeat the North American champion Ethan Page, and the Vanity Project. I know those guys. I've seen them before.
Well, I know two of them were on before.
Yeah, and I did watch like the first like 4 episodes of Evolve, so I kind of know their gimmick.
Okay. Yes, that was a very good match.
One became the champion, right? The new Evolve champion.
I didn't see.
Yeah, one of them became the new Evolve champion. I'm not sure which one, but one of them is the champion now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
because the new Evolve Women's Champion was last week as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I catch up with Evolve. I have not been watching. I've been trying to catch up with it slowly, but again, every time I feel like I'm close to catching up, I see like 4 episodes up, and I'm like, God damn it.
Mm,
But
gotcha.
I'll try to catch up with it eventually. But the 8-man tag was fun. Um, Lee nailed Operation Dragon and gets them the win. TNA World Champion Trick Williams versus Mike Santana. I thought this match was fantastic and probably my second favorite match this week. They killed it, and Trick Williams retains the title, but it was not without the help of AJ Francis and Casey Navarro.
Yes. Uh, I like how they're saying that there might be a bond there from the NFL, which is interesting. Um,
It works.
yeah, it works. It works. I like how he's AC's the hype man too. But
Yeah,
again, he's just I like the story involved because it crosses the brands back and forth because Santana had beef with those two.
yeah, makes
And
sense.
so it makes sense, yeah, yeah. And just going back and forth. And I like the match itself. It was very, very good. So,
Nice. I like Casey Navarro. I saw him die. He got destroyed by Buddy Murphy when we went to Philly.
okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
murdered him. Them knees are evil. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Casey Navarro. I think Brian Cage, that's like one of his closest friends too, and he helped train him as well.
And so I think when they were showing um Elijah in the crowd, so in Impact, is he the number one contender?
Yeah, they fought in Trick One. That was that special they had on Friday,
I got you. Okay.
which I didn't get to watch because again we were oversaturated with so many damn shows. Space them together, space them away from each other so we could watch them. I did watch AEW Fighter Fest. I could run down the show if you did not watch anything.
Hmm.
Okay. We kick off with Will Ospreay challenging for Strickland. So they're gonna fight next week, but agrees to fight Leo Rush today. So that was actually a really good match and fun
Oh,
match as well.
okay. Hold on. I did see that little bit of promo
Yeah.
and one men's match and one women's match, I believe.
Yes. So you saw the beginning then.
The beginning.
Then
Um,
you have Moxley versus
I
Briscoe.
got I got an issue with the end of that promo because it was just like Leo Rush took all the air out of him and Andretti took the air out of the room.
Yeah.
It was like a really loud, really wet fart when they came out. It was just like, who who did that? Why? It didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
After all that passionate stuff he said for those two clowns to come out there, it's like they could have did better with that. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Because it was a really, 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 really good promo.
Cool.
Like I'd say, like one of the best in AEW in a while.
Yeah.
So
And then he made it with Hart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Where we go next? And then you have Moxley versus Briscoe. Moxley
that was
makes the
good.
top.
That was very, very good.
Timeless Tony Storm and Mia Shikara versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
That's the actress.
Yeah, I know. Fun match. Storm and Mina
Hmm.
win.
That was good. And she motorboated Mina at the end.
There we go.
Yay, we all win.
Yay. MJF challenges Mystico, Speedball Mike Bailey, Knight, and Commander versus LFI. Um,
I
ma-
kind of
I lost track of the match, but the
I,
match was solid.
the promo before from the Hurt Syndicate was good, and then this parade of clowns just comes out, and it's like they want you to take them seriously. To the Hurt Syndicate, I'm just like, come on, man. I'm sorry.
What we got next? We have the best wrestler alive, and he gets killed by Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh damn. All right.
Yeah, he did. He is smear on the mat now. International Championship match. You had Fatal Four Way. You had Kenny Omega, which I completely forgot that he was the champion. Dorada King. Claudio Castagnoli, and and Brody King. Good match. Omega wins. And now Okada comes out afterwards, and they are going to unify the belt that Okada has and Omega has. That's good. They need to get rid of some of these belts because I could lose track. Again, I did not know Kenny Omega was the international champion. So when I saw his picture with the belt, I was like, when the fuck he won it? And then I had to remember that he won it like two pay-per-views ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, he did. Because during the whole shit with Moxie's crew and shit, he did not wear the belt.
He didn't want Mox to steal it.
Put it in his suitcase.
Hmm.
So I completely forgot that he was champion. But very good match. Omega, Okada, and all in with the gold, both golds on the line. Will Ospreay versus Leo Rush. Hangman Page also comes in with the help because Action Andretti tried to interfere and he got his ass kicked. But Ospreay wins the match, defeats Leo Rush. FTR versus Atlantis Jr. and Tabriano. I did not care for this match, so I kind of was not paying attention. But FTR wins. Then you have more of the Ferocity and Herancho versus Lost Outrunners and Bandito. I like the get up.
Excuse me, did you say Los Outrunners?
Yes, they had luchador mask and all on.
Oh man, I missed that.
That was actually
Okay,
pretty cool. It was a fun match, but they did lose.
Jesus. All right. Well, here we go.
The show keeps going on. You have you have Megan Main have a promo. They pretty much have a promo, and Penelope Ford and her had Anna Jay dragging her in the middle of the platform, and for some reason, when Tay Mello interferes, that's when the security guard hits. Not when Anna Jay was about to get thrown off the damn stage.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Like, that lady about to get murdered, and y'all let that happen. But her swinging a stick, oh no, we can't have that. What the fuck was that?
standards and practices. Oh no.
I'm happy that she's back though. It was cool to see her because
Hmm.
Harley Cameron is injured.
Oh really?
Yeah, she
Jesus.
busted her nose.
Oh,
Uh,
is she gonna have a mask?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I think she'll be returned soon though. I don't think it's that heavy, but I think during that hardcore match she did get hurt. Um, More matches. ROH TV champion Nick Wayne versus Sammy Guevara. This was a Lee Johnson and AR Fox. This was solid. With help with Christian, Wayne wins. The Toxic Spider versus Lady Frost. Lady Frost became the Brian Cage of the women's division and takes the loss, but it was a solid match. She'll give you a good match, but she's gonna lose for the most part.
Hmm.
And then you had the Paragon versus Daniel Garcia and Don Callis' family. Cole, Garcia, Roger Strong, Kyle O'Reilly wins. Match was okay. I was kind of burnt out at the show by. Let's see, this is when it happens when you have a 4-hour show. Like, I lost interest. I just wanted to see this chick debut, and that was it. Like, the rest of the show, like, I kind of blanked out. But AEW, I'll give a C plus. There's some good things in there. There's some annoying things in there. Some stories just are hitting, and then some are just not. So I like the swerve and the title picture, the world title picture stories. I think they're getting better at building that. Omega Okada makes sense. Get rid of one of those belts because Okada, yeah, just made that belt just to have Okada hold it. That's pretty much, be honest. Um, what you have one? Well, Eddie Kingston was the first one to have it, and then Okada had it, and it never went to anyone else after that. So, no, Claudio had that title. There you go. That was the three title holders. But I'm happy that's gonna be unified. Like, get rid of some of the men's belt. Maybe add
Didn't
a
Pac have
women's
the one?
tag.
How
Huh?
didn't Pac have the other one? The one that Kenny has, I think.
Which one?
Pac, the international
Yeah,
one.
Pac had it.
No, the other.
Moxley,
I just mean the
Darby.
other
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Moxley, Darby Allen, Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember Cassidy had
yeah,
it for
yeah.
a long time.
So
What
I
happened to him? Is he alive?
Cassidy.
In the universe?
I think they just don't have him on TV just yet. I think they kind of taking it away so he could have a big return.
Okay. Mhm.
But yeah. Yeah, I'll go C plus. There's a lot of things I'm interested, but there's also a lot of things I'm not. Friday Night SmackDown. It's becoming a lot of stuff. Hyping the PLA. So you had Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed all come out. They're pretty much saying that they're gonna win the Money in the Bank. And then you had Solo Sakura, Jacob Fatu, and JC Mateo come out and confront them. Not for nothing, man. Solo has been solid. Like, everything he's been doing, he's been extremely entertaining, and I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
True. If you pay attention, you see his improvement, but his character is coming through. Like I said, you can tell he's a Uso just the way
Yeah,
he acts.
yeah,
He has
yeah.
that sense of humor. Um, and shout outs to Seth Rollins. Now Remember I told you he looked like he had the Kazuya jacket,
Yeah,
and then this week he has the purple one.
yeah. Now he looks more and more like Kazuya. Kazuya mixed with a Def Jam Vendetta boss.
Pretty much.
What else? We have Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo. Jimmy wins.
And it's Jacob's fault.
Yes, it was Jacob's fault.
So there's that little bit of a crack in the or the bigger crack in the foundation. But we'll see more of that
Yes,
soon.
yes. We have Zelina Vega versus Piper Nevins. Vega wins, and Julia makes a save from the from Chelsea Green's crew, and then attacks Zelina Vega. She did tell you that she's going after your title. Yeah, you got too gullible too fast.
And she said this is why you don't say words and languages you don't speak to people that speak the language, because when she said to Julia at the end, after Julia beat her ass, she kept saying it to her while she was standing over.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what that means? Do you know? All right, you know what that means. I'm okay.
um, we got Damian Priest, and Fatu has some interesting words for the U.S. title. You had LA Knight versus Aleister Black. Um,
Until it was interrupted.
yes, it was interrupted. Um, and we also saw some shades of an old storyline. I doubt that. That Seth
But it,
Rollins.
it but it wasn't really like towards Aleister Black though.
No,
Like
but
he
you
didn't.
saw the standoff between Aleister Black and Seth Rollins. They kind of had that stare down with each other before he got jumped and shit.
Hmm.
So I was happy they showed that. But yeah, so it was shenanigans, and they get beat down by Reed and Breaker. Uh, we have Valkyrie, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss versus Perez, Julia, and Naomi. Fun match.
And it was the women who are in the Money in the Bank.
Yes, yes. So you got some offense and some momentum for the Ripley, Bliss, and Valkyrie because they're the ones that won. We had a great promo by Uncle Stanky
Stinky.
going after the tag division.
As you should.
There you go. Penta and Andrade versus the Creed brothers. Solid match.
Why were they on SmackDown? The
It
Creed
was
brothers.
just it was well, the Creed brothers are on SmackDown. No, no,
No,
no, they're not.
they've been on Raw for the
So
longest time.
I think it
Like
was
I,
no. They said in the beginning of the show that there's gonna be a cross brand SmackDown because of Money in the Bank.
oh, okay, all right.
They did say that in the beginning of the show.
Because I understand the Money in the Bank participants being on both shows,
Yeah,
but I didn't understand it. Okay.
yeah. They did say that, and that ended. And then we had the final words with John Cena and Logan Paul, and they take down Cody and Jey Uso and held the titles up. That's how the show ended.
Mm.
SmackDown, what do you give it?
SmackDown, I give it a between a B and a B minus.
I'll go B. I'll stick with B. I did like the matches. I like this tag team storyline, and them all like, "Yo, what y'all do to the Wyatt Six? Who released them?" I blame Candice LeRae.
Oh
Y'all
damn,
could have stopped this shit if y'all was just nice to Nikki Cross.
this is true. This is true.
So I'm just saying, it's all Candice LeRae's fault. All right, we got NXT Worlds Collide. It was NXT pay per view. I think they just named it called WWE Worlds Collide. I don't even think it had the NXT branding anymore. But anyway,
No, yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah, it's
wasn't.
WWE's Worlds Collide. Our first match is Latino World Order and Lince Dorado versus Octagon Jr., Errol Star, and Mr. Iguana, the new star.
Yes, sir. That's the man right there. What's the somebody Yeska is the name of the iguana.
Yes.
So there you go. A very fun match. The great introduction to these people, these characters. What do you know about Octagon Jr.?
So
Because
I.
he looks like. Let me just say what I think
Mm-hmm.
first, and then you can confirm.
Okay.
Because his gear, it looks inspired by Muda when he has the other mask on.
Close.
And then he has, it looks like Hayabusa also.
He
So
is
who is he?
a descendant of Octagon the Senior, which is the original Octagon thing, which was also trained by the great Sasuke.
Grace House. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's a very similar mask. The original Octagon is Penta's teacher as well. So you see the similarities of Octagon Juniors and
Yeah,
Penta's mask. They kind of keep that tradition.
I understand. Okay.
Fun match. Mr. Iguana, I want to learn more about. He was a very popular person that day. Match itself, it was a solid match. It highlighted what you needed to know for these people. And AAA, Octagon, Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana win the match.
It was good. I think besides Mr. Iguana, Cruz del Toro was actually like he was showing out, man. He
Oh,
looked
he
good.
was killing it too, yeah.
Looked good.
And
Shout
let's
outs to
say
Conan. Conan on commentary. It was
and
good.
let's say Dorado, Spanish flying the Iguana.
Yes.
Goddamn, iguana abuse.
Uh
Yeah,
oh. Remember WWF?
yes.
Oh. Oh.
One thing we got to say, Rey Mysterio opened up the show. That was actually pretty
Good
cool.
facial hair.
Nice
What's up?
little,
What's up?
yeah,
What's going on?
nice video package. They had the Mexican anthem, national anthem, and then Linear Garcia like killing fucking like singing about America and shit. It's crazy. Lenny Garcia was the ring announcer. Then you also had Corey Graves, which I think Corey Graves probably did his best show in years. Like he fucking killed it, and with Conan and them actually working with each other and Graves helping Conan like keep up with everything was actually really cool, and I actually really enjoyed them too on commentary.
Mhm. And shout outs to Dirty Dom and Liv
Dirty Dom and Liv.
for making Dirty Dom makes the match for Money in the Bank.
Yep, and that became my IC championship for Octagon Junior.
Hmm.
Nice. Where you rate that match?
I give it a 4.25.
I go 4.
I give it 4.25 with a little iguana on the side.
There you go. Our next match is Steffi Barker and Lola Vice versus Chica Tormenta and Dalis.
Solid match. Solid match. I don't know the two ladies. I'm not familiar, but I think the one thing I noticed was that yeah, they are hard hitters.
Yes.
Like they are some rough ladies. So even though they probably up there in age, don't let that fool you. They'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
And we got the double devil's kiss. Okay, that's the first time Lola did it, right?
Yes.
She probably did it on a house show, but she sure as hell know how to do it.
Yep.
She has she has the right equipment.
Yes. I know. Jordan Grace said something about that.
I saw. I saw.
Barker and Vice win.
Very, very good. Good match.
Where you get?
That one I give a four. It
Good
was
4.
solid.
I'll go
There's two
3.
people I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about, and they impressed me. So
I'll go 3.75. But it was a fun little thing. Legado de Fantasma versus El Hijo de Dr. Ragnar Jr., Pangago, and Psycho Clown.
so is there? I didn't notice. Is there a relation between the two masked wrestlers? Like they look like a clown with hair and a clown without hair.
They are just two different wrestlers. They just happen to have clown mask.
Uh, okay, all right.
And then Dr. Ragnar, Hierro de Dr. Ragnar and Santo Escobar have like really deep history.
Yeah. Yes.
So I actually like the fact that they showcased that and showcased the masking, unmasking of Santos and all that stuff too, and they actually really played that story in and what's his history with AAA as well. I wish they did more for the Garzas though. They didn't really show their history into it.
They talked about it, but they didn't show
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was
So I wish they did that
Conan was the
because they,
historian, which I
yeah,
like.
yeah. So I wish they did that a little bit more. But the match was actually really fun. I think it was probably one of the better six-man tags of this night. So I'll go 4-2-5 with this one.
Yeah, I think I'm agree with the score. I think it was very fun. Also, it was hilarious when that dude went for the thing. Inside tells him to get out of the way, and he just ate shit.
Yeah,
So good. Uh, I like the gear, man. What was up with the military pants?
I don't know, but it was cool. They matched. That was the first time they actually fully tag team.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
They haven't
Okay.
actually like tag team with each other.
They had to six man one at least
No,
once.
I looked it up because Conan said that, and I was like, really? And I looked it up, and I did not see a tag match of all three of them. Is always one or the one and the other with each other, or is the Garzas together?
Huh. Okay.
I was surprised by that too. I was like, oh shit, really? That's crazy. Because when they did team up with like Dominic, it was the Garzas and Dominic, and it wasn't Santos was not wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
there you go. Next match is NXT and North American Championship: Ethan Page versus Javon Evans versus Ray Phoenix versus Laredo Kid.
I didn't. So how many people was in this match? Was it six or eight?
This is four way.
Was it four? Oh, this is for the North American Championship. My
Yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah. This was a fantastic
Solid
match.
match. Solid match. I'm
Um,
just saying these something's rubbing off on everybody else when you put Javon and Ethan Page in the match. It
yeah,
just elevates the whole thing. These guys are special.
yeah. I
Um,
truly love this match.
yeah, it was great. And this is the first time because they were supposed to wrestle with Phoenix before. Remember like the plane
Yeah.
thing they were saying. So is this the first time Javon has fought against Phoenix,
Yes.
like on WWE? Okay,
Yes.
great, good stuff.
Page
This
wins.
for me, this was a 4.5, almost a five. Like the end was nasty. I love that.
I'll go 475. I really enjoyed this match, and again WWE with their 4-way matches, they really do great with like multi-man matches.
Yep.
And
One like
then our main event, AAA Mega Championship, El Año del Vikingo versus Chad Gable.
well, first off, I'm gonna give it a five because it was amazing. Chad showed out, did his damn thing. You almost think he was Grande Americano, but
You think?
uh, but like you said about Vikingo, he showed a more, even though he was high energy, he he's he actually slowed it down when he had to. He sold and stuff. He didn't have the Shinsuke legs. Um, and to be honest, although I'm not as familiar with him, I've only seen him in AEW.
Yeah.
He showed me stuff I've still never seen. So hey, it was a good thing. And of course, Jack
Yeah.
Gable MVP, MVP. Like he did some crazy stuff. That power bomb off the top was
It's a pile driver.
ridiculous. It looked like a power
It
driver.
was a pile driver.
Was? Huh?
Yeah, it was a pile driver. That's when I was like when he didn't like flip him out or like, open his legs, I was like, yo, that was a pile driver.
Well, whatever. That it was disgusting.
Yeah, it was.
And the dive to the table was nasty. Like they went for it. And that's what you want.
Yeah, man. Five. Like I can't give it lower than that. Like that match was fantastic, and I was extremely hyped to show that showcase that Gable could main event a fucking headline a show and can main event, and it has money in seats because he was extremely freaking entertaining with the match. It was a smart match, especially when he started going for the ankle. Van Kingo, I give him credit because he actually sold the ankle. There's things that he usually doesn't sell that he really did slow down his pace, but actually really picked it up when he needed to. It was just a fantastic match for something on YouTube that anyone could just stream. Go watch that show. Like it was a really good show. But yes, I give it a five. Overall show. I guess it's 4.25.
But yeah, I would give it a 4.25.
Yes. And we got Money in the Bank. And we kick off with the women's Money in the Bank. We had Stephanie Valquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Julia, and those were our 6 competitors. The winner was Naomi.
Shout outs to her. This one I'm gonna give a 4 or 5. I thought it was better than the men's, but mostly because the story stuff was in the other one, and it kind of broke up the action.
Yeah.
Um, this one was nasty. Like Rhea was dominating. Uh, Julia and Stephanie showed off. Like I'm hesitant to call anybody like an MVP because they were all really good.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of played their part in this match, and I think they did it to the best of their caliber. As in, like, I feel like you had more of a person that stand out in the men's, as a character. I think everyone kind of played their part in this match. So I'll say this one I did like more than the men's because I think every girl like really put their all into it. Um, I'm gonna
There's
go.
a few key things before
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
finish. I want to say Alexa must be made out of steel because when they dropped her hip first on the ladder, I was like, Jesus, that's a
Yeah,
that's a that's an easy way to crush your pelvis.
yeah,
Um,
that looked painful.
when Stephanie did the devil's kiss on the ladder, I was like, Jesus Christ, it better not fall, and it didn't fall, and I was like, that is a visual for the rest of everybody's life.
Yep.
Her doing that like that. Uh, and that's it. I'll let you finish.
No, it had a lot of great spots, and the person winning, Naomi. I think I did say I had Naomi winning, but I gave it more because she probably has right now the best character coming out of that with that Money in the Bank.
Hmm.
Because now she's just gonna make people's lives hell, and I'm fine
But
with it.
does she have any reason to be on Raw?
She can be if
No, I'm
she
saying, does she have any beef with who's the champ?
not
She doesn't have a
She
beef with
cool
Io.
you. Well, they had their little squabble because of the 2 other ones. So like their rivalry wasn't because of the EO. It was because they didn't like
Okay,
Bianca Belair and Jade at the time.
it's true.
So she just got into she was like by association. Um, but Tiffany is definitely her target.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think she has the most story with Tiffany. So that definitely looks like the target. Will Jay fuck it up? Will Bianca fuck it up? Who knows? As the world turns. But
It's true.
very good match. And they killed it. Next match we have is the Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr.
It was a solid match. It wasn't that long, so it didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
But it was more like it was basically an equivalent to like a TV match because it was very, uh, not just quick, but it was dirty.
Yes.
It, pun intended.
Yes. Yes.
So he got his little distraction from Liv, and he hit the frog splash, and that's it. It was a wrap.
Yep. Yep. Um, I
I give
liked
it
it.
a I give it a 3.75.
I
It wasn't the best match.
Yeah. I thought it was solid. Yeah. I'm around 375. I did enjoy it. I'm just happy to see the IC title on a pay per view.
Hmm.
It's been a while. Becky Lynch defeats Lyra Valkyrie to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think this was my favorite of the single, like the regular matches, not the Money in the Bank.
True.
I
I
think they
think I
killed it.
would I think I would agree here, but this was kind of an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Once Becky got her footing, she beat Lyra's ass. She beat her so bad that she had to go pick her up and bring her back in the ring. Like I was just noticing the stuff. Like after she got her momentum, it was just kind of all Becky,
Yeah.
and just noticed the match wasn't long. I liked her gear too.
Yeah.
It
That's
looked
cool.
like it had stuff from her. I'm not just gonna try to guess, but it looked like it had stuff that her daughter. Because if you saw in the back, it had a little stick figure lady.
Yeah, it looked like her daughter drew her shirt.
So like, oh, that's cool.
I thought that as well when I saw it. That was cool. New IC champion and Becky Lynch.
And she played herself trying to embarrass Lyra because she got She got suplex for her efforts.
Yep, yep. And then we got the men's Money in the Bank. Our talent in there is Andrade. We have Penta. We have LA Knight. We have Seth Rollins. And we have
That's not Gable. That's Grande Americano.
Grande Americano. So yeah, one, two, three. Andrade. One, two, three. And then there's one. Oh, and Solo.
Solo.
Um,
I
I
love how
did.
they beat
I
his ass
say
in the
my MVP of the match because he just was pure entertaining was Solo.
hmm
He had me fucking laughing more than anything. Like just his narr and then when he got jumped and everything too, that shit had me rolling. Um, I did like Arcana, like again knowing he did his all and stuff like that. The fireball ladder that was brought in that was flimsy as hell. Uh,
It exploded. It exploded like a fireball.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu's involvement in it made sense for more stories going down. Like I feel like this was had a lot of storylines connected to it. That's why I was feeling that LA Knight was gonna win because he's the only one that doesn't have a storyline. Like he's not has doesn't have anyone like coming in to jump him. As in, I thought Punk will come and cost Seth the Money in the Bank and things like that. So beyond that, that was my person I wanted to win was LA Knight, but Seth Rollins makes sense because of the storyline. But I was surprised that Punk didn't like try to interrupt that. And then why you gotta
Uh,
kill Grande Mercano like that, Braun? He did nothing to you.
Nobody does anything to him. He kills them. That's just what he do.
That is true. That's why Carlito took the PS5. It's Braun's fault.
I'm taking something. Uh, like I said, it was a good match.
Yeah,
I just felt like the break with the action was like the little dip for
yeah,
me. Not that it was bad. It was just to me not as impactful as it could have been.
yeah,
Insurance, because obviously I didn't want Seth to win, but I told you I knew he was gonna win.
yeah,
This is just the first one was the feel good.
yeah,
Everybody I saw nothing but people just pulling for Naomi, so she won. And I feel like that was kind of like the hearts and minds they listened to the fans on that one, but
yeah.
you could tell this was the we have an agenda, and Seth was winning that money in the bank. So
So we'll see what happens with that Money in the Bank.
that was a match though. You got a spear through the barricade. You got all types of like a bunch of stuff. So
Where you at with the review with the rating?
score, give it a 4.25. I'd say the other
Uh,
one gave 4.5. This one I give 4.25.
I'll go four. I'll go four with it. I felt like some of some of the things just took too long to get to. But other than that, I thought the talent killed them. Why you drop? See, Grande Americano was trying to end the future of Andrade's kids to being luchadors, dropping that damn ladder on his balls.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's true.
I was
That's
like,
true.
oh damn, though he was feeling that for the rest of the night.
I would
Um,
say the one thing that was like a real boo boo though was the lead up to Grande climbing the ladder because they showed it over and over again, and you see LA Knight doing the leg thing
yeah, yeah,
to boost him, and it's just like there's not enough room, man.
yeah,
He just looks silly.
yeah, yep,
So I just laugh every time I see it.
yep, yeah. And then our main event is World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus the Undisputed WWE Champion John Cena and Logan Paul.
It was a good match. The crowd was on fire. We had the double yeet
Yep.
interrupted by Logan Paul. Uh, this one was slower pace. I feel it was more of a like a real good guy versus bad guy match. It was everything was very defined. There was a lot of like really cool moments in the match though. The drone thing, that's one of a kind. That's dope.
Yeah.
Regardless if you love him or hate him, that was dope. And the fucking when he flew on Jay,
Yeah.
Jesus man, like you can hate on the man, but he is talented. Um, I just love John Cena's character in the match. Like we had the mysterious black men
Yep.
assault assault John Cena at the end. Turned out to be Ron the Truth Killings.
Yes. He lost his smile.
So he helped them. He helped the good guys win. For me, this was a 5. I think it was the most fun match of the night. It was just fun.
Yeah,
It was
I'll
just,
go with it. It had everything. It had excitement. It had like new shit that we haven't seen. Even his entrance with the drone was actually kind of cool. Um, Jay Uso is fucking straight baby face. Like that crowd still fully reacts to him. That crowd was extremely loud for him and Cody as well. Cena just knows how to be a heel. He knows how to just get you to boo and get you mad, and he does shit to just get you mad, and it works. Um, our truth was the surprise, or Ron Killings was the surprise because again the whole shit of him getting let go, so they might have had a deal, or maybe it's like appearance, like 3 more appearances and then the legend deal, things like that. Who knows? But we'll see what happens with that. But I'm happy to see him back though. I know that backstage, that locker room is very happy to see him back. Um, I'm gonna go 5 as well. Like it was extremely entertaining. Like it was a very fun main event. And I'm surprised there was no shenanigans with Money in the Bank.
what do you mean? Oh, you mean like nobody cashed in?
Or like he just didn't tease it or anything or come out and look at one of the champions because both champions were in that match.
That's true.
But other than that, but I think the surprise was our truth, and I think they didn't want to take that away from him.
Hmm.
But yeah. All right. Now we go to podcasts we listen to.
No, we didn't. We didn't get
Okay.
to the show.
Oh, the rate
What's
total
the
show.
score?
I'll go 4-5. It's about average. No, four. It would be 4-2-5 because one went in threes and the rest of them were fours. Yeah, go
Yeah,
four
I
two
can see
five.
that.
Um, this is not video game. This is not wrestling related, but Michelangelo is gonna be in that Tony Hawk 3 and 4.
He wasn't in the regular ones, right? He
No,
wasn't in 4.
they had to
I never
change the
played it.
guest. Yeah, they changed the guest up because they can't
All
like
right, that's work.
yeah
They put work in. Okay.
yeah. It's
I
The
mean,
Doom guy and Michelangelo right now.
it still kind of sucks. They put that work in for Spider-Man. They can't use him, but whatever. All
Yeah
right.
yeah
I remember never saw Spider-Man.
yeah, but I
That's
think
my
it's more
favorite
of
Spider.
a
No, I
copyright issue.
understand.
Yeah,
I
they can't
understand.
use it. Yeah. Anyway, podcast we listened to. Van Vliet had Santino Morello, which was actually really good,
I
and
did hear that one. That was a good one.
Casey Katana Chance was on there too. That was actually really good conversation as well. I did listen to that dude. He had Cora Jade on. That was actually interesting. Chauncey was on a cat on Sonya Deville's podcast. I listened to that. I think and then also shouts out to Chauncey. She has her big rubber guy. June 30th is the last day you can pre-order it, so definitely check that out. Um, yeah, a lot of people are doing their thing. A lot of people are doing interviews and everything like that because after their releases and stuff. So yeah, keep supporting them. Keep following what they do because they're out there. They're all wrestling. Chauncey was at GCW this weekend, so definitely check that out. Anything else? You listened to any of the Busted Open or anything?
They had a few little things leading up to Money in the Bank. So I think the Thursday or Friday one that had
Okay.
Bishop on it. So I forgot what day that was. I think it was Wednesday. I think
Yeah,
he's
a lot
on
of people
Wednesday.
were like mad that he was telling the truth about how the contracts work.
Oh yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
is what it is. Listen, learn the information.
Yeah, it was like, yeah,
And then again, I would just point out again, people talking about contracts, and then like I said, Truth messed up the whole thing by
yeah.
saying the wrong thing.
That is true.
Saying the wrong thing. He wasn't released. It was they couldn't come to terms. So it is
Yeah.
what it is.
All right. And last but not least, it is our wrestling retrospect. and they just showed my bad. I'm watching like the Xbox showcase on my phone, and they just revealed the Persona Revival, which is the Persona 4 remaster. Yay! Anyway, um, yeah, Wrestling Rush is back, and it's my pick. So I'm gonna go with Mr. Iguana. I need to know more about him. So let's go, Mr. Iguana. Will be our
Okay. Yes, sir.
yes, Mr. Iguana would be our pick. And that's about it. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow on our social medias. We have Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok, or Merc with the Mic. I am on Blue Sky with Merc with the Mic. I'm also on what is it, Threads. So yeah, follow those. Again, same things get posted. So follow all that. And follow Recycling.
Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Recyclonic, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And we got a WordPress, so check it out.
Yep. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's
And his
hungry.
birthday pass. So I have birthday Jinkies.